Hello, I'm Victoria Gaither. When we return, we're going to talk with Tam Hush of Hush Boutique about what you can expect to see this fall on the runways. That next when we return on Video Hair Magazine.
360 Cultured Natural Products are all natural products with a mix of vegetables, seaweed, medicinal herbs, shea butter, and minerals. The hair butter is a daily natural hair and scalp conditioning moisturizer with no oil buildup for naturally, chemically treated hair. The lock butter provides great hold for locks, short natural waves, braids, and twists with no buildup. Visit us at www.culturenaturals.com and start rejuvenating your hair and body now.
So now we'll recap. Initially on the entire lid I applied a shadow base. We set that with translucent powder. On the inside corner of the eye we used a dark smoky gray. The outside corner we contoured with a dark black. Make sure those colors gently blend into one another. We used a soft matte beige underneath the brow bone. We lined underneath with black liner and smudged that with a small brush. We lined the top of the eye with a black liquid liner for intensity and then follow with the lash. That will be the entire look for the smoky eye. Next week we'll do luscious lips here on Video Hair Magazine.
Hello everyone, I'm Victoria Gaither with Video Hair Magazine. Today, we're going to be talking to a fashion expert who's going to give us advice, especially us curvy women, on what we can do to basically make ourselves look better and also feel better about ourselves. So we're going to pull out on her because she's absolutely fabulous. I just simply adore her. And also, she dresses me as well. What you see that I have on is as a result of the lovely young lady that I'm standing next to Tam Hush Lee of Hush Boutique. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Now, also, we're going to talk a little bit about, you've got some key points that women can basically use, to make themselves look a little bit better. One thing that you and I talked about over the telephone was don't wear clothes that are just too tight.
Exactly. The first step I would think would be to dress for the size that you are, not for what you want to be, not for the size that you used to be, just the size that you are now. You have to own what you have and make it work.
Now, you and I both know you go to the shopping malls, you go out to dinner, and, we always see women with curves that will sometimes have clothes on that just aren't appropriate and that are just too tight. Now, what are your thoughts on that?
Actually, when you buy clothing, you're not supposed to allow it to cling to your body because you will appear to be larger than you are. And then you also have to not buy clothes that are too big because then you'll also appear to be bigger as well. So you have to find that medium where you're finding clothes that actually fit your body perfectly. And those are some of the things that will help you appear to be slimmer than you are.
Now, another tip that you have talked about before, which I think is a really good idea in terms of the neckline, we're going to see a little bit more of that.
Yes, actually in fall 2010, I would say look for the deep V-necks and the plunge shirts and sweaters because they will appear to give you a longer neckline, which will help your silhouette.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. So we've talked about basically the neckline. We've talked about ladies, don't go out there and buy clothes that are basically too small or too big for you. Any other ideas or thoughts that you have?
Actually, I think that you should dress from the inside out. Start with a really, really good bra. Find a good bra that really fits. And then some shapewear, because shapewear will camouflage any bumps, lumps, or anything that you got that you want to hide. So.
I think that's a very good idea. And you know what, too, when you talked about dressing from the inside out, a lot of it, I think, also is attitude. Because, you know, as women, we put clothes on, and, you know, clothes really make us feel good about ourselves, don't you think?
Yes, absolutely. If you find the perfect outfit for you, then it'll make you smile. You know, you'll walk with confidence, and you'll be the lady that you're supposed to be.
I like that, being the lady that you are supposed to be. Well, we are so thankful, Tam, that you were here to give us some advice. And stay with us, everybody, because we're going to be coming right back.
Hi, it's Trenya. We're here in Philadelphia, and when we come back, we have a special full-figure fashion show that you don't want to miss.
You ready? Ready. Okay. Emore J. Couture has teamed up with Metro Teen AIDS and Us Helping Us organization to bring a rocking show to Washington, D.C. On September the 19th, we're raising the awareness of HIV and AIDS through couture high-end fashion. This is a night that you guys don't want to miss here at the Arc Theater, Washington, D.C. We're bringing designers from NYC, New York City Fashion Week, Miami, Los Angeles. This is going to be an awesome production. You guys have to stay tuned.
Video Hair Magazine wants to know what's going on in your area as well as the rest of the world. Contact us at videohairmagazine.tv and let us know about events that are happening in your city. Remember, Video Hair Magazine is going to be the leader in information when it comes to African American beauty. We can't wait to hear from you.
360 Cultured Natural Products are all natural products with a mix of vegetables, seaweed, medicinal herbs, shea butter, and minerals. The hair butter is a daily natural hair and scalp conditioning moisturizer with no oil buildup for naturally, chemically treated hair. The lock butter provides great hold for locks, short natural waves, braids, and twists with no buildup. Visit us at www.culturenaturals.com and start rejuvenating your hair and body now.
This week, we traveled to Philadelphia for a full-figured fashion show, where our Video Hair Magazine correspondent, Trenya, has this.
More local designers are usually more open about using full-figure models. You get a lot of model calls that are just like 0 to 6. And those will be for New York, you know, industry, like the highest level. I don't know what the ranges are, but when you're talking about local shows, you can do a lot of things. They use all kinds of models. So it's not unusual for a show like this. All of us don't feel our best every day, but when you start to be around people every day who feel wonderful every day, and you're like, oh, you look beautiful because you know, you're just like me, it builds your confidence quicker than anything. And I do think modeling, especially being a full-figure model, getting involved in shows, meeting other full-figure models, it builds your confidence bounds. You really do feel comfortable. I think people are shallow. I think we've forgotten what real beauty is. I think we've forgotten to look past the surface and see who the person is. And most of that's because of our media, the culture we're given, as opposed to the one that we've already had. And we know the true meaning of everything, beauty and power and all that, but we forget that. And especially when it comes to beauty, I think it's the one area where we almost neglect the most, sort of just heart. You know, people have forgotten to be real and human. And I think that ties back into why women feel so confident when they start doing it.
Me being a full-figure woman, I had to let people know that it is a designer that is representing for full-figured women. And I love making stuff for full-figure women because they need to be on the runway just as well as the petite models.
I think it's popular now. I just think people's minds are becoming to get more open to just full-figured models in general.
I've been modeling since I was 14 years old, and this was my first opportunity to do maternity modeling, so I took the opportunity. I think it's something that's here to stay. The media is slowly changing, so I can see it easing in the picture a lot more. I think they're great. Like you seen the plus size models tonight. They did a great job. They're confident. They look wonderful.
Who determines what is beautiful and what is not? We talked to a gentleman recently, and he is what Video Hair Magazine considers beautiful. Here's what Damon Briggs had to say.
Well, my idea of beauty comes from the inside and the outside, because the inner beauty is what's more than you can see than the outside. The outside of a person is just a shell, but the inside is where all the good material of a person is.
Damon was born with cerebral palsy, which is a physical disability that has left him with limited use of his arms and no use of his legs. Damon shares with us the frustration he feels when people look at him in his wheelchair and assume that his mind is as weak as his legs.
Being physically challenged is definitely not easy, and people definitely judge you on your outer appearance. They judge your intelligence, your worth to society, all based on your speech or your physical looks.
Things that we do every day, such as getting something to drink, combing our hair, making our beds, these are things that Damon Briggs will never be able to do on his own.
How did it make you feel when people said those mean things to you and judged you based on the fact that you were different?
It angered me. It didn't really affect my opinion about myself because I had a high, I've always had a high self-esteem about myself at an early age. It just motivated me to be the best that I could be even more.
Cerebral palsy has never kept Damon from chasing love, chasing his dreams, and it has never kept him from seeing his own beauty.
Do you think you're beautiful?
I think I'm very beautiful.
We hope you've enjoyed our first edition of Video Hair Magazine. Next week, we will take you to Washington, D.C., where designer Amor J. Couture showcased some incredible designs at his fashion show. Makeup tips and much more at Video Hair Magazine. Thanks for watching.